right, Farmer's Corner. Welcome back once again. This is an evening recording. Today is the 13th of March, Saturday, winding down around about 10 o'clock. So I thought I have to make this video because a lady, I just got off a call with one lady who's farming in the NMC, the northern communal areas. These are now, if you know Namibia, it's your northern part of the country, the old regions, the Kunene, the Kavango, the Zambezi, those regions. Those are your NMC northern communal areas. So she was asking me, Mitchell, is it financially sensible to farm commercially in a communal area? And I gave her two answers. I said, yes. It depends which. First, I said yes. It depends which part of the communal area you find yourself. Are you in the NMC, the northern side of the veterinary corridor, which is now, as I said, the Kunene, the old regions, the Kavango, the Zambezi? Or are you from the veterinary corridor to the southern part of the country? These are now your regions such as the Njupa region, Irongo, Komas, Karas, as they saying, Naras, it's Naras now almost over click. So for those regions and those towns and districts. So if you are on the southern side of the veterinary corridor, these are now, as I said, Grootfontein, Utavi, Ojvarongo, Kahanja, Komas, Swakop, Irongo region, and so forth, going down. You are strategically placed. You are actually you are strategically placed in a better area, because then you can really invest in trying to commercialize your type of farming, whether it's small stock or large stock, or doing some horticulture. Because then she asked me, why am I saying that? I said, you're strategically placed because you are closer to the commercialized meat markets. In terms of being able to transport your animal from, let's say, your village in Ochinene and take it to an auction in Khobabas without having to go through so much red tape, such as quarantining an animal, having to prove the animal itself, and all these other things, because of the proximity you are to the commercialized farms, you are, how do I say, you are judged and you are expected to farm on a commercialized manner, in terms of when it's let's say it's winter, rabies season, you're expected to do the rabies injections. Usually, most of the time, the vets will not even have to come and be like, did you inject your cattle for rabies? You will automatically know it because of your proximity to other villages, and also proximity to commercialized farms. So, and I always say this, because of the proximity to the market, you are actually judged on a commercialized level. And not just that, I've gone to some communal areas such as the Ochinene. I've been in Ochinene before. I've also gone to Epukiro. And I've seen how people have developed these areas, have built actually farms in these areas, have improved their grazing, improved their cattle, built, fenced off their areas, have, developed modernized holding facilities for cattle, developed modernized drinking facilities for cattle, developed, just modernized their method of farming, subdivided very large pieces of land, subdivided very large camps into small sections to allow them to do rangeland management and cattle rotation. Which in my opinion is the benefit. I gave her the example. I said, if you are a team that's playing in Division 1 football, and then there's your Premier League, the communal land farmers who are this side of the veterinary side, south of the veterinary corridor, because of the proximity to the Premier League sides, which are now your commercial and your stud farms, the Premier League sides, they are exposed to the modern day technology, better improved management of livestock and also crops, better nutrition for their livestock and also their crops. So they're exposed to all these things. A lot of them have even gone on to register studs, whether it's goats, whether it's sheep, whether it's cattle, whether it's horses, whether it's chickens, whether it's pigs. They've registered studs in their communal areas. So those guys don't farm like the rest of the communal areas, because of being exposed, because of their proximity to the market, number one. Number two, being their proximity to a lot of commercialized farms, they're exposed to all this education and information, and they're able to access this information and education and also learn something from their established white or established black farmers. A lot of them, and I said, thirdly, a lot of them are registering studs. So a lot of these guys have gained the experience, as I said, because of, you can say, They have gained this experience and knowledge because of association, and also being to the close proximity to the meat market, and also close proximity to the commercial farms and private landowners who are always willing to share information with them. Now, in the communal area of the NCA, Northern Communal Area, which is now, again, I repeat, your Kunene, the old regions, Kavango and the Caprivi. Can you afford to farm commercially there? It would be to your own benefit if you start developing a livestock management regime that would be run and managed on a commercial farm. It would be to your own benefit. It would be to your own benefit if you build a drinking point at your kraal, to your own benefit. It would be to your own benefit if you are building modern day holding facilities for your livestock. It is to your own benefit if you are changing and also improving your livestock nutrition. It is to your own benefit. But does it really affect your meat prices? Here and there. You know, if, let's say, the biggest abattoir in this country, Meatco, is buying meat per kilogram, and your cattle weigh a bit more heavier than what they usually get, you can get an extra $1 in your pocket. If you work on improving your cattle breed, that they are of such good quality, people do not need to be getting their bakkies and trailers, driving about 600 plus kilos just to the Grootfontein area to buy a bull or buy a cow or buy slaughter oxen. They can source this from you because you invest so much money in your livestock. Sorry, you invest so much money in your livestock, and you've built them to that level where they are that good of very superior quality. It is to your own benefit. You can create a little market for yourself there. You can create a little market for yourself where people are willing to spend on your livestock. I mean, are willing to spend. Let's say if an average cow is going for 7,000 and this is selling it live. Let's say a person is saying, I'm willing to spend, because your cattle are such good quality, I'm willing to spend 10,000 Namibian plus, $10,000+ on your cattle. It is to your own benefit. But again, you will be hampered a lot with red tape. Like I said in a couple of my videos, if farmers are offering you 7,000 for a bull you probably bought for 35,000, it is not like you can load that bull and drive back to the Grootfontein area and resell it back to the former owner, because you're not allowed. Red tape, disease control, disease movement. Because of the veterinary corridor, you're not allowed to bring that bull back this side. Because I know certain cattle breeders will always be like, yeah, if you're not happy with it, you can bring it back. You can't. Once it crosses, it's game over. You get what I'm saying? So it is to your benefit, or probably let's say it is to you and your community's benefit, if you try and modernize and try to run a more commercialized regime, style of farming in your communal areas. But will it affect the pocket? Yes and no. Yes, in terms of it might bring more, an extra $1 into your pocket because your animals are a bit heavier. It might bring more dollars into your pocket because your animals are of such good quality and people are willing to spend. It might bring extra $1 to your pocket because now you are, as I said, you've built modern day holding facilities. You don't anymore need to let all your cows go into the field, graze, walk very far, and then one of them gives birth in the field there, where there are wildlife like lions, hyenas, and so forth. You build a holding pen where you can keep some of your pregnant animals. It will also help you with limiting stock theft and also losing animals to predatization of wildlife, particular predators, lions, leopards, hyenas, wild dogs, cheetahs too. It's to your own benefit, but that's the beneficial side. But the negative side would also be that even though you are running it on a commercial level, because of the area you find yourself in, you do not have access to the bigger markets. As I said, if people are only offering you, let's give a fair number, 18,000 for a bull you purchased probably for 35,000, it's a loss. If people are reluctant to pay the prices for your cattle, someone comes and says, okay, Mitchell, I'm looking at your heifer, she's nice. I'll offer you 5,000 per heifer. But you feel that, no, man, my heifers are probably around about 6,000-7,000 Namibian dollars. You lose out on selling it. Sometimes you're forced just to sell it because there is no market. It's not like you can load their animals in. As I said previously, load them, take them to the Kavango, load them, take them to the north, load them, take them to the Kunene, or load them and take them down to the Grootfontein area, probably to a Blouberg auction or an Agra auction or yeah, the various auctions or cup agri auction or various auctions that happen in that area, you do not have that luxury. So sometimes it's a take it or leave it situation. So it's beneficial to also to your environment if you're running it on a commercial level, as to say that now you're trying to better manage your grazing areas, better manage your natural resources there, because the benefit would be if you guys start running it on a commercial level, you will also start saying, no guys, we can't be taking our cattle to graze every time in the eastern fields. Let's take them a bit to the northern fields. Let's allow the eastern fields to regenerate, grow back, and so forth. And also, let us put money together as a community and debush some of the fields. You know, get rid of this sweet thorn or get rid of this buffalo thorn. Buffalo thorn, or some people who call it vachabiki. Let's get rid of these thorns and some of these shrubs that are causing bush encroachment, as to have better grazing areas for our cattle, for our livestock, and also for the wildlife in the area. As I said, it's beneficial. But again, I go back to this point. In the northern communal area, if you take the money out to spend, or for example on projects, whatever, and you get your community behind you, sometimes you guys are only doing it for your own benefit. Sometimes you're not doing it for any financial benefits. As for example, as I mentioned, the communal land this side, if the community goes ahead and says, let us debush a couple of hectares, it benefits them. Yes, it benefits them personally, but it also benefits them at the market, because it means the cattle graze more. They get more access to grazing area, and they eat and they get fat and they get heavy. They go to the auction and they are weighed and they tip the scales and they get more money. But for you, yes, your cattle get fat and whatnot. If Mitco is offering you, and Mitco can probably offer you, let's say they're offering you $2 per kilo, but your cattle are a bit heavy. They say, okay, we'll make it $2.50 per kilo. You're getting an extra dollar. But as I said, it's a small advantage. It's not major. It's a small advantage. It's not major, because you still gotta sell to Mitco, and Mitco predetermines the price already. So it's a two-headed snake. I said, yes, it's good to run your farming business in the communal area on a commercial level, because of all the benefits you can do: better improving of your cattle quality, better management of your environment, better management of your livestock, no more losses of calves to hyenas or wild dogs, no more cattle getting lost because you got holding pens, you got a better way to work with them, and you're also limiting disease outbreaks because you're vaccinating them on time. But the negative things are, you know, these are to your own benefit. Sometimes you do all these improvements to no financial gains in your pocket. You know, you do not have the luxury of being close to the big formalized meat markets, such as I said, the various meat markets here. The farmers this side in the commercial areas, whether they're communal or commercial, have the luxury of saying, Meatco is not offering me a better price. Let me go to a private auction or take it to a private abattoir, which might offer you a bigger price. So money does come, but sometimes it's not really that major. And sometimes it's expensive for you to really try and run your communal area on a commercial level, and there is no gains coming in. You know, when you're not making that money, there's no money coming into your business to pump back into this modernization you are doing. So it's a yes and no. I always advise people to rather focus on trying to farm on a more commercialized level in their communal areas than try and farm more commercialized level in their communal areas, as to improve, to better their farming. But then again, I also understand when you're trying to establish a commercial farm in a communal area and you're not really doing this for any financial gains, it's sometimes very difficult, because as I mentioned, buying quality animals, buying quality animals, animal nutrition, building water points, putting a solar water pump into the ground is expensive. So if I'm spending 100K, I need to be able, if I'm not making 100K, I need to be able to make 90K back. But then if I'm in my communal area, I spend 100K, I can't even make 90K back. I probably make 10,000 back. It's a loss. So that's my 2 cents on that. Is it better? Would it be a good idea to farm in the communal area on a commercial level? I gave my 2 cents on that, guys. Thanks to the people that like, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate each and every feedback I get from you guys. Have yourself a good night.